Recording in progress.
Hello. Right, let me just move this out the way. Apologies for all that confusion. That was me and Zoom not being so great. Right, I'm just going to leave my phone. Right, I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for everyone to go on, to get on. I see people are still in the waiting room. Right, so as you can imagine, Katie is super busy. Um, and I am not her, I am me. So those of you that were expecting Katie, I'm really sorry, you've got the crazy one. I have got some notes here, because I wanted to make sure that with it being the last week of the month, that not only did I keep this under 30 minutes because time is very, very precious. I covered what we wanted to get through for these next 7 days, but also just inject a little bit of the key tips and takeaways that we got from Miami, which was just phenomenal. I'm still recovering from it. It was incredible. If you're not booked to go to Madrid, 100% get yourself there. When I say that these events will help you level up, they force you into the most uncomfortable situations where you walk into a room and you realize like not only are you in the right place, but just by being around those people who have also committed to that level up, that glow up, that growth, you feel it. I felt like a small fish in a big pond. It was very, very humbling. Like it's great to go there for the recognition. It was great to go there and be thinking, okay, so I've earned this, I've earned that, I've got all these stickers on my lanyard. This is really, really good. And then you get there and you look around, but the most important thing that you get from these events is when you see those other people, is it opens your mind to the possibilities of so much more. You have that realization where you may have thought that you were thinking big and you were playing big and you were making bold moves and you were being loud and you was having all the conversations. And then you realize, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. I am in a room with people who are where I am now 4 or 5 years ago, and look at them now. They are in the Millionaires Club. They are experiencing all these different things. This is how they've changed their lives. And most importantly, which I cannot ignore, is listening to Stormy. She was absolutely incredible and blew me away. But more importantly, is the impact that you're going to have on other people's lives. So, as much as many of us here, regardless of what level you're at or how much your tax return was or anything like that, we are so much more than our own paychecks. Like listening to what she was saying was that she has come along to pharmacy, even though she's earned 10, 20, 40, 60 million dollars, which is just like a ridiculously phenomenal amount that you can't even really comprehend that someone has got from this industry. She could have just sat there and done nothing. But us, as a leadership community, we are in a prime position to turn back round to those other people and help them get to where we are now, to help them get to where we want to be in the future. We can help make such a massive impact on those other people's lives. And it was really humbling seeing her on stage talking about how she felt like she had a moral obligation that even though she had earned ridiculous amounts of money, that it's not on her to just sit there. She has got a moral obligation to the rest of the community to turn around to look at the people that she had follow her, and she had one person say to her, you've got yours, but what about me? Where's mine? And that is the same thing. So it doesn't matter if you've only got one person on your team or if you haven't got anybody on your team just yet. If you've hopped on this call because you've got that leadership mentality and you've got those big goals, remember it is absolutely not about you. It is about turning back round and saying, okay, so I've got some, I've got something, whether it's that personal growth, whether that's vision, whether that's hunger, whether that's drive, whether that is a big paycheck, and you turn around and say, right, I want to make sure that you get yours. So the notes I've put together today are going to inject some of the things from there. And what was really good is in the downtime that we did have and where we weren't drinking cocktails and letting our hair down and celebrating and having fun. We had such incredible conversations, and the full scheme of everything was that everything that we've already instilled within our community now, such as the bringing 4 people a month, help them get to 250, keep it simple. That is what those other women were doing. They were on stage talking about how they have helped 108 directors. There was thousands of directors. They've helped those directors achieve that level because of the exact same thing that we have implemented into our businesses. So please don't be thinking, well, we've been doing this for 4 weeks now, and I'm not bronze director, I'm not golden director. This is something that people have instilled in their businesses 4 or 5 years ago, and they've consistently done all throughout that time, and they've duplicated it and they've kept it simple. And there they are going up, celebrating hundreds of directors on the stage. They're in the Millionaires Club. They are doing exactly what we want to do, and not just earning things for ourselves, but having that positive impact on other people. So I just wanted to reiterate the reason why we have these weekly leadership check-ins is to instill and the fact that we all come together as a leadership community. And I just want to remind you that as much as we do have our personal goals, it needs to be less about us. It needs to be less about the results and just driving that impact and thinking about all those people you're going to help. You can narrow it down to when we talk about product and product sales, we're not just saying, hi, look, we have a new meal replacement shake. It's cream caramel flavor. It tastes delicious. Get it? You could lose some weight, fatty. We don't say things like that, do we? We keep it relatable. We help solve people's problem. And with those products, with the apple cider vinegar problems, we make a real impact in people's day-to-day lives. So just remember that we're here and we have these check-ins so that when you go back to your teams, when you show up on social media, when you recognize yourself as the amazing kick-ass leader that you are with incredible uncapped potential, that you are thinking rather than results, you're thinking of the impacts that you're going to have and that lasting influence. So this ties in really nicely with our broader mission of 1,000 women wealthy. So let's not forget that. I think it can sometimes get a little bit confusing, a little bit chaotic when you have the excitement of Miami, when you have new products launch, new tools, new systems. We've got a new market launch. We've got Ireland launching in like a week's time. All of those things can be really, really complex. So what we need to make sure that we are doing now is that we're on the same page here and we're very crystal clear that we are aiming to help 1,000 women get wealthy. We are promoting female financial freedom. I am not intentionally ignoring men. We know we acknowledge that there are men in the community, but our mission at the moment, and men, you can help this too because you were born from a woman. You probably married a woman, maybe, maybe not. You might have sisters, you might have daughters, you have friends who are women. We are empowering women right now. So that is our primary focus. Let me just wet my whistle. Right, so we are. So let's just get it crystal clear. That is what we are talking about. And how are we doing that? We are having the conversations with people in how we can benefit them, how we can make an impact in their lives. So we're still focusing on bringing in 4 people every single month. That starts from the top. That starts from us as leaders. We want to be bringing in at least 4 people and helping them get started. And we're keeping it really simple. Because even though we've got lots of excitement with new products, we're going to talk about L-carnitine. And now you can say to your customers, well, do you want the apple and peach flavor? Keep it in a bottle. Do you walk around with a cup all day? That is the product for you. Or do you want the shots, a lemon sherbet, sour, sweet, make your eye twitch afterwards, amazing, powerful, juicy, juicy shots on the go? Which of those do you want to go for? And we keep it really simple. We're talking about L-carnitine, 8 customers getting 15-day boxes or 4 customers getting 30-day boxes. So let's not get distracted by all the external noise that we see. The free toothpaste, that's like a sweetener. So you want to be selling the benefits of L-carnitine, and then he's saying to people, look, why don't you buy 2 months worth? And then you're going to get some free toothpaste, you'll get free shipping, voila. So that's how we are using that. So although we've got like the eyeshadow palette, please like, share these products if you're using them. If you're not a makeup gal, don't all of a sudden start trying to sell makeup because it's just confusing and it creates that chaos. We want to keep things really concise. We want clarity because if people are confused, if your team are confused, if you're confused, it's not because you're lacking motivation, it's because you're lacking that clarity. So let's keep it crystal clear. I would absolutely recommend, because we've only got 7 days now, check in with your teams. Like, if you want to grow your business, you've got to know your business. This is again another little Stormy saying. If you want to grow your business, you have to know your business. You need to know your numbers. You need to know who you've got in your team, what you've got in your team, what you're selling, what are your sales numbers at, what do you need to be doing, where are your team at, what do they want to be doing, and reach out to them and have a look and just see if you can bring it back in together. See if you can just have that conversation with them, see what's going on, challenge them. Like I have got people within the team who'll be like, I don't want anything high pressure. I don't want this. I don't want that. Just leave me to do it. And that is absolutely fine. But you just remind them and say, look, I dropped into your inbox because I said to you, I had an opportunity where you can earn some extra money. I know it's not high pressure. So you tell me how much money do you need to earn, and I will show you what you need to do it and how you need to do it and what you need to be doing on a daily basis, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, okay, you're right. I did say I wanted to earn some extra money. It's going to be a nice way of encouraging them, empowering them. And also, how good is it when you have a final push and you've stretched yourself a little bit? Where you've like, oh God, if I say that out loud, like I would absolutely love to have 4 people that are in my team, which I won't highlight their names. I would absolutely love for each of those 4 people to hit manager this month. That would be incredible. That would put me to platinum. That would put them to director. Some of them, it would be their first month at director. And it would be absolutely fantastic. But even when you say it out loud, sometimes you're like, but if I say it and I don't hit it, then do I lose face? No, you absolutely don't. Have that conversation because I tell you what, if you had an incredible push and a run and you had that energy and you all came together and was like, right, okay, so what do we need for you to hit manager? Right, okay, you need 2,500. How are we going to do it? Who have we got working in your team? Let's keep it simple. L-carnitine. We've got the toothpaste as a sweetener. We've got 7 days. Have you brought any new people in? Are they qualified? Have you got your 4? So you keep it really, really simple, keep that clarity, and you bring your energy and you do it all together. And then in those 7 days, when you hit that target that a week before you thought, oh, I don't really want to put it out there because if I don't hit it, oh, I'll look a little bit of an idiot and I might feel a bit silly if I don't hit it. But what if you do hit it? What if you like aim for like the biggest goal and you run really, really hard for the next 7 days and you hit it? You're going to feel absolutely amazing. But as well, hi. If you don't hit it, the worst thing that you're going to find is that in those 7 days, when you've built up all of that momentum and that excitement, is that energy is going to carry you forward into the next month because in reality, there's not one month, is there? There's not even 12 months. It's just a continuous ticking over of time of doing the exact same thing, but keeping it really, really simple and bringing your energy. So reach out to your team and see what you can do for them. Make sure that you're leading from the front as well. Make sure, like I'm saying to you guys, you want to be bringing in 4 people and aiming for 250 PV, doing your 8 boxes of L-carnitine. It's all right saying for the people to do it, but you have to be doing it yourself. So make sure that you're leading from the front and share those tips. So, I mean, I asked in one of our group chats today, I asked for some tips on sales because I know that there are better sellers in the team than me, and I will gladly take on those tips. So even if you sat here as a leader, you're 18% and above, It doesn't matter because you should hopefully have people around you that are doing better than you in different areas. And don't be so humble that you can't go and say to them, look, can you just give me a little bit of, just share me some tips, please? Make sure you coach them as well. I've got some one-to-ones that I'm doing with some girls in the team, and I would recommend, even if you've only got a couple of people, have those conversations with them and offer up your time, even if it's just 15 minutes, and just say, what do you want to work on today? Let's, how can we hone it back? How can we get rid of that noise and get that clarity? Because remember, that is what you need to be going forward. We want to be less confused, less chaotic. Communicate as well. Make sure you have that line of communication. I've mentioned this before a few weeks ago, and if anybody remembers, but it's something I learned a while ago. If you happen to have quite a deep organization, it's called root tapping. Um, Nobody should be getting precious over the teams. Nobody should be like, oh, don't go speak to my upline. Have that line of communication with everybody, because I know that I have got certain leaders within my team who are very good in a different way to how I am. And I know that if there's anybody in my team, if they can't access me, that they can go to her. Or if, for instance, there's something that I don't know, maybe they don't want to speak to me, they can go to somebody else. But also, I've got people who are maybe like 3 or 4 levels down, and they may not be able to get from their upline what they can get from me. So it's good to have that link, because if you think in future, like let's be honest, we're not in this business for just the next 3 months, are we? We're not even just thinking for the next like whole of 2026. We're thinking like 5 years and 10 years and 15 years beyond. We're thinking a big vision here. We're thinking legacy. So some of these people who have been brought in by people who you brought in, who were brought in by people who you brought in, and it goes really far down. If somebody leaves, they may eventually roll up to you. So it's really good to have that connection. And also remember what I said. We're doing this not for results. We're doing it for that lasting impact. So every single person you have in your organization, we need to be having that connection with, so that when eventually in 5 years' time, 3 years' time, 10 years' time, we go to these events and you've got loads of leaders within your team going and being celebrated. You want to know who those people are. When I looked at all those successful top leaders, they knew who was in their team. They had a relationship with who was in their team. They knew their story. They had that emotional connection. They had that community. And that is something which we are creating here. But we are only 18 months young. Like, some of us have not even been together for longer than 6 months. Some of you that are on here now, you might not have ever even seen my face before. Hi, I'm Sadie. So you've got to think like long term and think future proof and have those connections, because I think that's what makes our community really, really special. And like I said, when I saw those ones that were going up there who were where I want to be, like, there was levels that I wanted to be, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait till I'm growing up like her and I've done that. That looks amazing. And then there were these others that have had this real lasting impact of helping thousands and thousands of people.
I don't want to hear my voice.
Amount of money, which is just, and it's not just about the money as well. Um, and I'll just throw out another few snippets, because I can't come on and it be the first call that I've done since Miami and not mention some of the key takeaways. And one of the things I would advise when you have any sort of training session or you go to any sort of event, make your notes, but don't just write it down for the sake of it, because you don't always process it. Sit there and look at, see what's going around.
It's been
Shazia,
doing this
please
for a
mute
while
yourself.
now.
Have a look and see what's going around. Um, Listen to what the speakers are saying, and then when something like really strikes a chord with you, write it down. When you hear something and you think, yeah, that's great, I can take that away. But what, again, like I mentioned before, when me, Louise, and Katie got together, like the conversations, the whole theme of it was that
Wow.
we are doing those things that those people are doing. So we're on the right path. We just need to stick to it. So
I
it's
thought you
being
need to
more
say it.
Shaz, I can hear you. Oh, there we go. I can mute you. I've muted you. Don't worry. Thanks. Um, be more transformational and less transactional. So this goes back to like what I was saying. It's not about the results, it's about the impact we're having on people, and it is transformational. I knew that going to Miami was going to be transformational, not because it left a huge dent in my bank balance, but because I knew that I was going to come back different. Things were going to be different. I was no longer available for certain habits or certain people or places or conversations, things that I had with myself, any sort of negative self-talk, any self-doubt. I came back knowing with absolute certainty that if I am to set any particular goal, it is more a case of it is going to happen. It's not a case of when of if it's going to happen, it's going to be a case of when it's going to happen. And I have this urgency that I can control how soon that happens. I can expedite it. We just have to be crystal clear, keep it really simple, and do basically what we've been doing. It might sound really boring, but it's simple. We don't have to overcomplicate things. Um, You've got to know your business to grow your business. Another one, AI is useful, but authenticity makes us unforgettable. So again, like when as leaders, I'm mentioning this because it's not really, I know these are all sporadic things, but when you've got a couple of people in your team, or when you're hopping on these calls as a leader, it's because you're going to be stepping out on social media. You're going to be stepping into other people's space in their private messages, inviting them to take a look at this business opportunity and partner with you, not just partner with pharmacy, partner with you. And you kind of have a responsibility how you show up on social media and how you are, and because they're going to mirror what you do. If you come on here and you just stay for the calls and you go off and you do absolutely naff all, but you recruit some people, they're going to do the exact same thing. But I'm mentioning the AI because it can be very, very useful. But I've seen a few people not within like our community. I don't even know who those people are because they're so unrecognizable. They've lost their authenticity. And it's your authenticity that makes you unforgettable. And it's your brand that is magnetic, that it's you and your uniqueness and everything that you have. And when you lead it all to AI, you end up with like an extra finger or dodgy fingernails, or people are going to ask you where you got your dress from, but you don't know because it's not real because it's like, because it's just AI. So when you see these things that are really, really good and you think, oh, that looks fantastic, like just recognize that it's more than likely not authentic. So I'm not saying like use it as a tool, and there's so many different ways in which it can be very, very helpful. But I think there's a fine line, and a few people are crossing over it, and they're losing a bit of that authenticity. And I don't even mind saying it's a little bit lazy because it's great having things that automate your systems. That is good. But when you're automating your photos and your holiday photos and you're on private jets and things like that, and then you hop in someone's inbox and you try to offer them this amazing opportunity, and they're like, oh, what was your holiday like to be at Barbados on your private jet? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm in Beverly. I drive a Santa Fe. I don't have a private jet. It's just not real. So just have a little think about that. But going back to being authentic, like, don't overcomplicate things, keep it really, really simple. And another thing that I came away with as well is it's great to celebrate yourself and absolutely do it. But I will be very, very cautious about how I do celebrate myself because I don't want to be saying, oh, well, I'm amazing and all of that and blah, 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 even when I've done something amazing. I will do. I'm not going to dumb myself down. I'm not going to dim my light or anything like that. But I want to share more of the bigger vision because I realize that when I share the things that I've done, although they are amazing, they're not even a scratch on the things that I can do. And when I celebrate like my leaders that are upcoming, and Sarah, when you hit manager director this month and you get your £750 check, yeah, that's amazing. But I want to share about like the where I see you in like 5 years' time and 10 years' time, like elevating that vision. That's what I mean. Like, don't dim your light in terms of, oh, well, I need to be all modest when I share my celebrations and recognizing myself for my wins and things, or recognizing my team. I want you to like really let yourself out, like open to the entire possibility of the incredible things that you could do. You know, if someone has like this massive goal and it's on a vision board, bring that to life. You want to pay off your mortgage. You want to not only pay off your mortgage, but you want to get this massive home. You want to be able to provide security for all your children. You want to have enough money aside so that when they want to buy a house, they can buy a house, or you can set them up with their own business, those sorts of things. Those are like the visions that I want to see. So when when you end this month and you have set yourself this massive goal, or your team has set yourself this massive goal, shout yourselves out and shout your team out. But think about those bigger goals as well. Um, yeah, because let me just go back to my notes, 'cause I'm sure I wrote something else down that was like really profound. I may not have done. See it if I can even read it. Yeah, so it was just from what Stormy was saying. Like, I wish I could have recorded her entire speech and then uploaded it, but unfortunately, my phone would not allow it. And that's just that's why I paid all that money to go there so I could be there in person and hear it. So there's snippets, and you're going to have to hear it secondhand. So again, if you want to hear these inspirational speakers that are going to have this profound impact and effect on your outlook, on your perspective, then you need to be there. It's on YouTube. Kirsty Bealby said it's on YouTube. Go and watch it, because honestly, that woman was just incredible in her energy, and she just is like epitomizes how we should be showing up on social media, being authentic, not dimming your light, like integrating this business. It's not an addition, you integrate it into your life. So, for instance, this is no ordinary water, and it's not just because it's in my Miami bottle, but I've got my aloe in there. So there's little things like, you brush your teeth, you don't keep spare Colgate, you stock up on your pharmacy toothpaste, your hair products, your perfume, your shakes, your supplements, you integrate these all into your life. She mentioned how you're not meant to go backwards. The only time that you do look back is to look back to see about the people that you could help. So if you ever hit a target, or like quite a common theme that people are saying is when they had managers, hit manager, then they hit director, and then they thought, oh, well, I've done it now. There's nothing else for me to do. There is, so if you're watching this and you have hit that before and you're thinking, right, okay, so now I can just relax, the pressure's off. No, because going back to what I said at the beginning, it's not about you, it's not about the results, it's about the impact you have on other people. So whatever goal it is that you are aiming for, whether it's 18%, 22, manager, director, whatever it is, all those people you've brought on board, that is who you need to be turning back round to when you've hit your goal, and make it about them and how you can impact them. So, with that said, over these next 7 days, check in with your teams, check in with yourself, have a look at your numbers. Where do you want to be? Challenge your teams, challenge yourself, keep it really, really clear, have that clarity. We don't need any sort of chaos. We're aiming at recruiting 4 people each month. Who are we going to help? Who are we going to have that positive impact with? We're going to use the L-carnitine options, because we've now got 2 options. Keep it really, really simple. Either 8 bottles or 8 boxes, or 4 lots of 30 days worth of either option to get you 250 PV. And we're going to duplicate that and keep it really, really simple. Bring your energy. You have a look at all these different inspirational people that I've mentioned. Stormy, I don't think I've mentioned any of the names because they were all Puerto Rican, so I couldn't pronounce them. I know we've put lots of slides in the groups and the content, so you can go and have a look there at their stories. But honestly, she just stood out, and I think it was because of her energy and her outlook, and how she just echoed very much so what we are already doing as a community. We have the last 18 months, Millionaire Mastery, we have built something really, really special. We've got a fantastic community here. We've got loads of access to training. We've got great leadership collaboration. It's all growing in the right direction, but that's all in the past now. All of that recognition that we had in Miami, that's all in the past. And the vision for the future has got to be greater than what we've already had. And I'm just excited to see all of your faces move up those ranks. And because I know full well, after seeing Stormy on stage and those other leaders on stage, and they've got real happy tears because of the impact that they have had on thousands of people within their team. There's 1,000 women wealthy. That's what gives me chills, because I'm going to feel it and you're going to feel it, because all of us on this call are exactly in that position where we can have that much impact on other people. Right, has anybody got any questions? Does anyone want to unmute themselves? I'm just going to go through the comments. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah, we're here for others, not just ourselves. Yeah, more feminine energy, that female financial freedom, 100%. Yeah, get your tickets for Miami. Oh, don't worry, Shaz, it's easily done. And it's on YouTube. Yeah, 100% go and watch it. I will just say, go and watch it. Take your notes down. Like, I didn't write loads down because I was literally just sat, stood, stand. She got us all stand up and sit down, all sorts. We was just soaking up that energy and just thinking, wow, what a woman. And she's just an ordinary woman like all of us, but she has got incredible experience that she's got from time. But her she would probably attribute it to her connection to God and her spirituality, and that is fantastic. But she is powerful. Wherever she gets that faith from, wherever you get that driving force from, connect with that. This business is so much more than just coming along and committing half an hour to these calls and earning like an extra couple of £100 a month. It's so much more than even earning like 10 grand a month, £20,000 a month. When you take away, like I said, those results, and you think about how even £1,000 for 1,000 women, how that could have an impact, you're naturally going to be earning those mega, mega, mega bucks. And that is going to create legacy for you and your family. You just got to think like further on. But has anyone got anything you want to say? You all gone really quiet. No, right. Well, I'm going to hop off because I'm conscious of the time. Although I know we started late, we've kept it to 30 minutes. So I'm going to get going. But thank you all so much for coming on. Oh, let's have a look. Corporate world and bringing a track to the staffs is happening to me in finance jobs. So now's the time more than ever to get women on board to work on their terms. Honestly, yeah, 100%. It. I worked for 13 years in retail sales. I went and spent 3 years and a stupid amount of money doing my law degree. And I was so disillusioned with life and so frustrated because I wanted a family and I wanted to be there for my family. But I also wanted to push myself because I'm an intelligent woman and I know that I don't have to be dependent. I don't have to be skint. I don't need to be in survival mode, living from paycheck to paycheck. I want to thrive and I want to push myself because you only get one life. And this industry gives you that freedom. And then when you translate any lessons you've had from any other companies and you put it into the model that we've got with pharmacy and you keep it dead simple and you have that crystal clear clarity of your goals and you just decide, I'm 100% going for it and I'm backing myself. Oh my God, I've done my tax return today. I've got a tax bill. And I've never been so excited because in the 10 plus years in this industry, I've never even reached anywhere near that. And I'm looking at it thinking, I know full well that I will get that cleared and I will double that income 100% because I want to see every single person on here doing their tax return and thinking, oh my God, I owe the tax man like loads of money. But if you do it early, you've got plenty of time to pay it. So it's all good. But yeah, it's yeah, you don't get that out in the corporate world. And do you know what else? My expenses, Malaga, it was amazing. And I actually got paid £500 for that as well, but I still put it down on an expense because of the way it worked. Turkey, going to Istanbul, that's an expense. Going to Bolton for the celebration event, going to Birmingham for the celebration event there, the recognition event, all expenses. Like, how good is that? And I didn't even have to go out to work and wear work clothes or pay fuel to go to work and leave the home. and I could be there for my babies when all four of them got chicken pox all at the same time. You know, it's just, yeah, it's just amazing. So yeah, and that is just like the tiniest bit of it. So I'm just dead excited and I'm sweating a bit now and I've got myself all pumped up. But yeah. Another thing I'll say as leaders, a little bit of homework. Go and have a word with yourself. Just go and have 5 minutes peace. If you can find somewhere where no one's going to attack you, and just close your eyes and just have 5 minutes, and then just think of like your wildest dreams, like what your life could look like, and then get deeper into it. And why is that so bloody important to you? What is it? What is that emotional driving factor? And nobody else needs to know about this. This is just between you and you. Do not share it. Just keep it with yourself, because if you share it, you're going to lie, you're going to BS yourself, BS others. Get really deep into your emotions and tap in. Why are you on a Tuesday night coming on this call and listening to me? Why are you getting up at 5 in the morning with Kirsty to do these Zoom calls? Why are you shouting about Ireland launch? Like, what is the impact in Ireland? Like, what does it mean if you get a load of people signed up and they have this success? Like, what does that really mean? Why is that important to you? Why is it important for you to be 90 years old and turn around and think, wow, look what I've created. Look at how many lives I have impacted. Look at how many women are better off because I backed myself and I believed in myself. Look at how many women could leave bad relationships and they didn't have to be dependent on their spouse. Look at how many women were able to buy houses for their children and it wasn't just some assumed male contribution or anything to do with a man. Like, those are the impacts that you're having. That for me is I'm going to look at myself as a little old lady still showing up on social media, still making an impact, still empowering other people, and looking around thinking that is my legacy. My family have got money, but the real legacy is that impact that you have left with other people, and that is a position we're in. That's what this industry gives, and that is what pharmacy gives. So, right, I'm over and out. Peace out. Let's go smash this next week. Bye.